And this is going to be a great match regardless. The South Beach Palms did mention they had a little bit of an injury with the gymnast, so they were a little bit short-handed than they were planning on being. But both veteran teams, it's going to be fun to watch. South Beach Palms versus the Southwest Florida Sharks. Let's see it.
Stand by.
Sorry.
Race.
And they're off. Nick Shappy of the Southwest Florida Sharks. And we're looking at Clark Lawson for the South Beach Palms. Clark Lawson, we saw him for the very first time in that first match against the Bandits that they had this season. And he has been showing to be a valuable asset as a rookie. Nick Shappy, of course, coming off of an MVP for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Sedona Townsend in the female quadrant for the Sharks. Amber Boast for the Palms.
Yeah, it was also watching Clark Lawson go up against last year MVP and Nick Shappy. Clark has definitely made his name in the first match, and he's actually on my radar as one of the contenders for Rookie of the Year. But then you have the MVP himself over here, Nick Shappy, out there doing what MVPs do, making everything look smooth.
Wow, Johnny Caraballo really fast with those burpees, and they were able to pull ahead of the Sharks here. They just have to keep this lead. Remember, they're doing devil's presses, and then they're doing bar pacing burpees over the pole. Their opponent having to, their partner having to stay in the hash mark. One male, one female on the grid at a time. Now the Palms still have a slight lead against the Sharks here, but this is a pretty good fight for that first race.
Oh man, and this partner forward is horrible. It is just horizontal pressing, compound with horizontal pressing. So these burpees I'm mixing with the devil's press, it just taxes the pec so much.
Yeah, it looks like Johnny Caraballo struggled on the last few reps of those devil's presses, and that gave the Sharks lead to be able to come back a little bit from that. It looks like they're just about rep for rep. Johnny Caraballo going just a little bit faster on those burpees, though. Some of the fastest in the league, dare I say. But it's looking like he and Bryleigh are getting ready to tag back in at the start line. Nick Shappy and Sedona Townsend still working over here for the Sharks.
And this match format is so sneaky with this one right here, because anything can happen. Because God forbid you hit a pole there, then you have to pick it up.
Yeah, wow. I mean, they are just about rep for rep. This is an exciting partner forward, friends. You can watch until the very end to make sure who wins this, but there is no clear leader right now.
Yeah, this is like what we said. It's going to come down to that last quadrant. Both teams have been moving with very little faults right now, and so it's going to come down to who is the cleanest at the end.
That's right. It looks like the Sharks were the first to move on to the next element ahead of the Palms. Maybe just like half a burpee, one full burpee ahead of the Palms going into this, and they are in quadrant 4 now. Sam Secord with Corey Henderson for the South Beach Palms, and you're looking at Zion Zafra and Valerie Cintron, formerly gunning for the Sharks.
Oh, wow. Woo. I'm up there looking. Valerie made light work of those devil's presses right there. They were able to pull ahead and finish strong.
And the Sharks are going to take that first race, the partner forward. Give Valerie, a dumbbell or a kettlebell, and she's going to crush it. That's one thing about her.
And on top of that, she's great on her hands as well too.
Yep.
So she's very versatile utility athlete. And you want an athlete like that can move weight, but then also can do gymnastics as well.
Oh, 100%. But let's put a face to those names that we keep on saying so that you can understand where we're coming from when we're talking about these people.
All right. So for the Palms, I have my eyes on there he is, right there. Clark Lawson. So he is one of my contenders and looked for Rookie of the Year. So you saw him at the very beginning against Nick Shappy, looking strong. Coach Bryleigh said that he was made for the grid. I am also going to be looking at Corey Hendon over here, which was also one of my sleeper picks for Rookie of the Year. He made a name for himself last year, looking very strong. So I'm excited to see what he does in this second year. And then lastly, of course, I always got to look at my girl, Bryleigh. So seeing how she can corral her team and get them focused and get them on the other side to come out with that victory.
Absolutely. A lot of gymnastics in this, and they're going to need people like Bryleigh and Heather for this as well. So it's going to be an interesting match, definitely. Let's go ahead and see the Sharks now.
All right, so for the Sharks, I'm going to be looking for my guy, Sam Martin, once I can find. Yes, there he is, Sam Martin over here. He wasn't at the first match, but having him come back as the captain as a team, his leadership, and of course, rope climbs and just such fast twitch muscles, it's great to see him back on the grid.
Let me just affirm what you're saying really quick, because Sam Martin is a heck of an athlete and definitely a really valuable asset for the Sharks. And I think it showed a little bit, especially in the last match with how close it got. I think that deficit could have been closed by some of the things that Sam Martin could do.
And he's emotional energy as well on the sideline as well too. He keeps him and Chelsea Raineri. They keep their team focused and always ready to go.
Absolutely, both of them.
And I'm also going to be looking at Zion Zafra. So he is actually going to be doing one of the ringer points today. He doesn't get a lot of love or shine that some of the other athletes on his team does, but he is a superstar and a maker, so incredibly strong. And I'm excited to see him destroy this sandbag carry. And then the last person I'm going to be looking at is my girl, Sydney Witter. It's the utility knife herself. You can see her over. She is incredibly strong, but then she can also do a lot of the gymnastics work, and she has a great engine, so she's going to be all over the grid, obviously.
Oh, definitely. Sydney is a sleeper for sure. Never sleep on her. But let's go ahead and learn a little bit about this next race, the mirror. Don't go anywhere.
Mirror, the second race of every match, always features a barbell element. A male and a female barbell are placed in the first quadrant. Upon the start of the race, both are picked up by the team in any fashion by the 3 men and 3 women allowed in the race at any given time. Once the barbell leaves the ground, it may not touch the ground again until all reps are complete. If it does, the entire team must return to the start line before continuing. A set number of reps must be completed by both genders in each quadrant before the team can move on. Non-lifting players will act as the human rack to support the barbells as the team moves from quadrant to quadrant and switches performing players in the process as needed. Substitutions may happen at any time. Time stops when all reps are complete and the last player crosses the finish line. This strength-focused race has the most players on the grid at the same time and requires effective planning and practice to be executed well through coordination amongst players. Remember, don't drop the barbell in the mirror race.
Welcome back, friends. Let's see what we can look forward to in the mirror.
All right, we have this one at the hang squat cleans. The men's weight is going to be 205 pounds. The women's weight is going to be 140 pounds. So the athletes will start in quadrant 1, where they have to accumulate 8 reps across all 4 quadrants. And the caveat is here, you cannot drop the bar or move on to the next quadrant until both partners have finished. If the bar touches the ground before the last person has been able to finish or complete the rep in the last quadrant, the entire team has to run all the way back to the start and then come back and pick up where they left off.
That's right. Once again, you are watching the Southwest Florida Sharks face off against the South Beach Palms. A lot of South, both in Florida, but very different cultures. We have Derek Anderson for the Southwest Florida Sharks with Sedona Towson. That's going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. On the right, it's Brett Henry, and that is Megan Davis. She's actually a rookie this season. Her husband, Tyler, very strong strongman, and her as well, a strongman. Once again, they are doing hang squat cleans. They have to do 8 reps per quadrant. They don't have to go all the way into any kind of low hang, and there's no designated area. They are able to bounce it off of their thighs, just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at the transition and also at the full extension, because the hang squat clean is a little sneaky because you have to make sure you're standing all the way up before you're pitching the bar back down, because if you do not achieve full extension, it will be considered a no rep.
Definitely. And grid, once again, if you're new to this sport, this is as being efficient as possible and communicating with your team as possible. It's not necessarily who can do the prettiest reps in the most amount of time. This is, as you said earlier, fast twitch, grid speed. It's a different ball game. And it looks like the Sharks have a slight lead here. 1 finger in the air for both of these teams. And that is a Southwest Florida Sharks win for this second race, the mirror.
Oh, man. And we've been seeing seeing it all day. It's been coming down to these middle two quadrants, the second and third quadrant there. So there's no lead save. It's almost been whoever has finished the third quadrant the fastest has ultimately, all day today at least, has come out the victor.
Absolutely. Now, we're going to get into something exciting. We're getting into the ringer point race. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to unitedgridleague.com/live, and you're going to vote to see which ringer point you want to see specifically. But let's look at the options, and let's see what we have next. It looks like we have the obstacle course handstand walk. Oh my gosh, this is my absolute favorite ringer point. If you had to choose one, I keep on writing on the wrong thing, my bad. We're looking at the handstand obstacle course. All right, it's going to be a ramp, 3 hurdles, 6-inch line shuffle, and a cone bob. Is that 6 feet or 6 inches? I never know which one is which.
6 feet.
Thank you. I know, like 6 inches. That's just one step.
That's a very short.
For the Southwest Florida Sharks, it's going to be Roderick Holloway. For the South Beach Palms, it's going to be Bryleigh Trupiano. All right, so this is going to be definitely a fun one that you do not want to miss. They are getting the course set as we speak, but this was brand new last season.
Oh, gosh.
And last season, it was like, you know, you're kind of confident because you're like, yeah, like I could do handstand walks and I could handstand walk with the best of them. But can you handstand walk with the best of them with the obstacle, with the ramp, with the doing it sideways?
Exactly. And the sideways one has been wrecking people. So we have some of the best handstand walkers, if not the best in the world. And when they were told to turn lateral, we saw that has been the difference maker. So I'm going to be looking at who can get through, because everything else, it should be easy for the majority of the athletes. But once they get to the lateral, because the standards are you must have both hands on the line and then move that way. It's such a tricky, small little thing, but we'll see who can keep it the cleanest.
Absolutely. And one thing to mention about the Palms, which we found out together earlier, and we were like, oh my goodness. Bryleigh Trupiano of the South Beach Palms, she's a great gymnast. She could, you know, do gymnastics with the best of them. The Palms are short their gymnasts for this match due to some injuries. And Bryleigh, she told us, how many times do you think I've practiced this obstacle course? We were like, how many? She goes, 0, donut, bagel. I was like, what? So she said she's confident in the ramp. She's tried everything individually, but hasn't put it all together. She said she hasn't practiced the sideways shuffles since she was like 6 years old. Well, baby Trupiano gymnast. So we're going to see how that turns out for her. But Roderick Holloway, I believe that we saw him do it last season.
No, Laura, no. Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, I had to think about it because I'm thinking Palms because we just finished talking about the Palms. I like
right.
Yes.
Oh, Loredana, yes, who's now on the Breakers, who I'm sure we'll see her do this again, which she did great, very clean. But Roderick Holloway, big gymnastics. It's going to be interesting to see him there on the grid. I'm sure he's practiced a bunch, but that's what we're looking at, guys. We're looking at someone who's done this before versus someone who's not done this before, and I think it just comes down to that and what we're going off of for now until we see it happen.
And everybody always sleep on Roderick. So he is a great gymnast. He was a gymnast growing up, actually coaches gymnastics, and he's also can move a barbell as well too. He's been in the NPGL and the pro leagues, and so he is a vet, but he's also very confident and a very quiet but strong leader.
Definitely. Oh my gosh, I am itching just to watch this. This is one of my favorite ringer points of all time. And the first time that I saw it last year, I had my mouth agape in surprise at just how much skill this takes. Like the ramp itself, I mean to handstand walk itself, but then to do a ramp, then to do an obstacle, and then to shuffle sideways, guys. I mean, you're going crazy, and sometimes people do it without even lifting their hands up off the ground and resting.
I know. We saw a lot of people last year literally conquer this thing unbroken. That means, like you said, without coming down. And I don't even know if I can even do this on my 2 feet without tripping over my feet.
Love it. Score is currently 2-4. Sharks in the lead. Roderick Holloway, Southwest Florida Sharks, left-hand side of your screen. Bryleigh Trupiano, South Beach Palms, right-hand side of your screen. Great job on the handstand from both. Roderick Holloway a little bit faster here. He's already to the next element. That's a fault for Roderick Holloway. He didn't do the proper, he didn't go sideways enough, so to speak. You have to be fully, what would that be, horizontal of the line? Bryleigh just getting to the line. A little bit of a struggle for both of them here. So let's see them come. They have to start at the top of the quadrant, just in case you're wondering. Roderick Holloway faulting at the very end of it. There's no timer on a ringer point, so you just got to really get through it. Bryleigh almost through it as well. Roderick Holloway finishing. He went completely sideways, and he was able to do it. He just has to go around these cones. Bryleigh trying again to see if she can finish. One more cone remaining for Roderick Holloway. Almost to the finish line. Roderick Holloway is going to take that ringer point race.
That one is a tough one. This one, you always hold your breath for the athlete, for the lateral handstand wall. And every single time we saw both athletes get very, very close, but then have trouble stabilizing. So it's not necessarily the fastest athlete, but who can take their time on that? Oh my God.
This is how I was sitting the whole time. Oh my God. It was so nerve-wracking, but it's so fun to watch. Roderick Holloway getting redemption on that ringer point. I don't believe that he won it the last time, and that was like one of the only races that they lost the entire season last time. So nice to see him get that. We're getting ready to look at the next race. It's the Echo. Echo. We'll be back.
The Echo race is made up of 4 stations of elements that each must be completed before moving on in the race. 1 male and 1 female are allowed on the grid at any given time, but only 1 player at a time can perform reps. Substitutions may happen at any time. Once the Echo race is complete, get ready, because the same race will be repeated 45 seconds later. This race is about managing fatigue with your best players and leveraging roster depth to keep performance at a max pace through the second Echo. Remember, get ready to do it again in the Echo race.
We are back in Lakeland, Florida, the real Florida Magic. Let's see what we can look forward to in this next Echo.
All right, so in the first quadrant, it's going to be 12 reps of deep ball over the yoke with 150 pounds. The man will be throwing it over 65 inches. The women's height will be 45 inches. And then the second quadrant is going to be 10 toes to bar, double touch, and triple touch complex. That equals 1 rep. And then that's going to go right into 8 toe to ring back up rises complex. And then the last quadrant, you're going to see 10 reps of a barbell complex at 175 pounds. The man will be performing 1 clean into 2 thrusters, and the women will be performing 1 clean plus 2 shoulder to overhead.
Nothing's easy in grid, but this one in particular, this specific Echo with the, toe to bar, all that stuff, and it's separate and you have to start over from the beginning if you mess up one part. That's the ones that, that I'm like, man, that looks like that hurt. I can't do any of it, but it looks like it hurts.
It's just a lot of work for 1 rep because you have to do a toe to bar. Then you have to do a toe to bar, chest to bar. Then you have to do a toe to bar, chest to bar, bar muscle up. That's 1 rep.
That's 1. Yep.
That's 1 rep. It's so long. This is such a long Echo, probably one of the longest Echoes. And to know that they have to do this, and then on top of that, the complex, the barbell complex at the end, it's a long one too. It's one of the, if not, it is the only one that yet you have to do 2 separate movements. So the men have to do 1 clean into 2 thrusters, and then the women have to do 1 clean to 2 shoulder overhead. If you fail any part of any one of those complexes, you have to start back from the very beginning.
Not to mention, Taylor, I mean, this is Echo. It's called the Echo because it echoes. You're going to do it twice with only 45 seconds of rest in between. And there's some people who, I mean, there's some teams who only have one person that could do, one or two people who could do something, and they're going to get blown up here.
So you got to be wise. So if you have a team that's very stacked, or you have them that can do multiple reps of this, it's going to be a game changer for you.
Definitely well said. And that's, I think, the advantage of the Sharks and having that kind of success in races like this, because they definitely have the depth of, especially on the body weight, they have, you know, pick one of them. And they can be easily bodyweight specialists of the year. You know what I mean?
Easy. They are so stacked on the gymnastics side, but then they have such strong men and women on their side as well too.
Yeah, definitely.
And even on the women's side, they're strong. They can move a barbell, but then they can also do gymnastics as well too. So it saves your team as well in the long run.
Definitely. The Palms have a lot of depth in the strength field as well, especially with this married couple right here, the Davises, the strong men competitors. Amazing.
Stand by. Race.
And we are watching the first echo. This is Sydney Witter, Diane Zafra on the left-hand side of your screen in green. On the right, the married couple that I just mentioned, Davis and Davis, Megan and Tyler.
I love seeing this right here. How many times can you say that you actually get to play a sport with your significant other, your spouse?
And compete with them. Like, not just like play around, oh yeah, we're kicking a soccer ball. You're on the same team here.
Exactly.
Yep. They're lifting the same amount of weight, different heights, but they are crushing, and it's so fun to watch.
I love to see their training. Like, you go, no, you go.
Like, give it back to you. No, I don't want that. Take it back.
That's all you can do?
Sydney Witter. Oh, they're missing the transitions over here. The South Beach Palms, unsure of what to do. They didn't get that transition quite in time. David Blatt was able to go to the next element ahead here. Chelsea Raineri waiting for them, waiting for him to finish so that they could waterfall these movements. Taylor, can you explain a waterfall?
A waterfall is where you kind of time it up with your teammate, where one person, once they complete the movement and they're at the top, the other athlete can start the movement in the bottom. So a team can time it up nicely where once one person completes it, the other person is already in the middle of their movement. So with this bar or rig complex, since it's such a long movement, you have to time it out just right if you are going to waterfall it, just so you're not starting too early.
Definitely. A little bit hard to tell from where I'm standing just how far both of these teams are. Just about the same amounts remaining. The Southwest Florida Sharks about 2 reps ahead here. And it looks like they're sending Quentin Ambrosio to start the next movement already. Wow, and that is somebody that I do not want to see on the other side of me on the grid. He is going so fast on these.
Yeah, Quentin is doing the toe-to-ring back uprises. And that is such a flex for the Sharks to have. Quentin was 2-3-time bodyweight specialist of the year, but then David Blatt as well too was also a bodyweight specialist of the year. So the Palms, they have great gymnasts over here, like with Bryleigh Hansen as well too. But they definitely have a lot of work cut out for them.
Definitely, the Palms fell behind almost an entire element. Corey Henderson getting to the toe-to rings, as Derek Anderson already has his hands on the bar. So this is really, really behind for the Palms, as there's only a few reps remaining for the Sharks. Hands are up in the air.
Yeah, and so one thing I was saying earlier is that this echo is the longest echo that we probably have out here, because the movements, they take so long to compete. So it isn't really like you can, quote unquote, catch up. It just takes so long just to do one rep. So if you miss one rep or fail one rep, it takes a lot out of you. But right now, the Sharks have a comfortable lead right now where they can just take their time.
Yeah, definitely. Southwest Florida Sharks are going to take Echo 1, but don't blink, because as soon as Clark Lawson finishes, we are going to run it back again.
Yeah, so what I would do if I was the Palms, they got time to finish it and complete it, but I would just take your time, because soon as you cross the line, the 45-second start. So you want to be able to give your team as much of a rest advantage as you can. So if I was Coach Cody on the other end, I'll tell him, just take your time, just make sure the reps are good. Don't try to hold on to it. Just give yourself enough rest.
A little bit of a gangster move here from coach and owner Fico Gomez. We got a bonus flag before the Palms even finish on the other side. Knowing that there's only 45 seconds of transition, he is deciding to take the reins here, taking ownership, and he's saying, you know what, we have that a second time. If I had to say, I'd say that's a safe choice, but you never know what the Palms can pull out in Echo 2. Nothing new because there's only 30 seconds remaining, not enough time to strategize completely and do a whole new thing.
No, and then we were talking about it before, like, it's good if you have enough depth in your roster to be able to put fresh athletes out there. The Sharks, they have what we're saying, a lot of great body weight specialists that they can just focus on that one particular movement. So the Palms, as you were saying earlier, they are missing a couple of their body weight specialists there. So they just have to make sure they stay in it. I think there was a little bit of miscommunication when it came to the balls, to the ball over the yoke with the Davises.
She was calling for Megan, and Tyler came as well. And it's one of those things, you know, everybody's yelling at the same time. It's hard to understand. Echo number 2, Sydney and Zion once again, and it's going to be Brett Henry and a new face on the grid for the Palms. Her name is Katrina Rasmussen.
Yeah, and so it'll be interesting to see how the Palms finishes out. Brett Henry, he is a tall and massive guy there, and they're doing pretty good here. And if they can stay in it, it may be a different racing outcome. But I'm still looking at the Sharks and their strong gymnasts at the end to try to pull away a little bit more like what they did in the first one.
Definitely. Both of them going just about rep for rep. 1 rep remaining. Brett Henry is going to finish off. And Abdul Cabral did not wait for Brett Henry to be inside of the start line before running out. There was no tag. But it looks like the Southwest Florida Sharks are maybe 2 reps ahead at this point as Abdul and Heather get to the bar. Chelsea Raineri waiting to start as well.
Man, that was a careless mistake from Arthur, and he's a vet, and so he knows that you cannot run onto the grid until you get tagged. A tag right there, and that was a very obvious call back on him. But the grid is so fast, and sometimes you're not thinking. You're just excited to go out there and anxious to go out there and help your team. So those little things happen, but you got to be careful in this.
Definitely. A little interesting seeing Abdul do a toe-to bar at all and do gymnastics, just because his feet, I feel like, graze the ground. One of the taller people on the grid, David Black, coming out. His shoe came off, and Quentin Ambrosio is going to be tapping in. Shoes on the grid. Coach is like, I'm not giving that to you right now. That's my shoe for now. Quentin waiting with his toes inside of the ring, as you're going to see, and he is off. Very strong lead for the Sharks here, and a smart move to throw the bonus flag. In case you didn't know, you get 2 points for winning a match. If you have a bonus flag, you turn that into 3 points. So that's an extra point all day for them. It looks like Jesse Coleman is waiting to start that barbell, and the Sharks are going to get to it first.
And you knew that, well, Coach Fico knew that they were going to have Jessie at the end. Jessie's one of the strongest women in the league, and so she did a few reps there. But they had that depth here where they look like they're tagging in Breezy in there. But Nat Shappy, he is a vet, and you know that he's going to make slight work of this.
Absolutely. Bryleigh Hansen, she's been having to clean up a lot of the body weight stuff. And it's unfortunate, you know, because they are missing people on their team, but luckily they have people that can complete it, so they finish within the time cap. They are well into this over here for the Sharks, though, so it's pretty much run away from them. That's going to be a total of 3 extra points added to the Sharks score at the moment.
And so now what we're going to be looking at is if the Palms can complete this. So even though the score is what it is, anything can happen, but you still don't want to leave a race with a 0.
Absolutely. And one thing to mention, the Sharks, you know, Corey Hendon just getting to the barbell. The Sharks, even though they're ahead and they know that they're so ahead, you should still try to go as fast as possible at the end of the season when it comes to playoffs. Those race times are going to matter. Corey Hendon coming out, and Clark Lawson is going to be tagging in as Sam Secord chips away at the heavy barbell at the end of the Echo. Once again, that's a race win for the Southwest Florida Sharks, and they take home that bonus point from the bonus flag.
And I'm glad, Cassie, that you mentioned about the time. And we cannot stress that enough because as we saw with the last match, the Wild won that one against the Lions. So when they come back and do this format later on this season, they will be compared off of times. So we got to make sure that with the tiebreaker scores, you're not just competing against the team that you're playing against now. It's the entire league and when everybody does that race format.
Absolutely. Another race completion for the South Beach Palms. So it looks like they will get that 1 point for finishing within the time cap. I mean, they DNF'd one of them, which means they got 0 points for one of them, which was the ringer point, because once again, if you don't finish within 20% of the other team's time, you're not going to get that. And unfortunately, Bryleigh was not able to complete the sideways walk that we talked about in the back earlier with her. So we're going to go ahead and take it to Daniel on the grid. He has a few words to say with Fico Gomez. Daniel?
We're here with the Sharks head coach, Fico Gomez. Fico narrowly escaped last week with a win. Not what we're accustomed to seeing with the Sharks. This week, you guys come out on fire. Won every race. What was the mindset going into this week's match?
Yeah, it's preparation. It all comes down to preparation. Last match, I personally didn't think we prepared enough, and that was the results of it. And I think this match, we came in ready to prepare, and hopefully that carries through the whole season.
So moving forward, you guys are in control right now. What do you tell the team to maintain that control, and who has to step up to win this match?
I mean, we're going to keep going with one race at a time, one movement at a time. Yeah, right now we have to step up. Roger's coming in for the ladder. Shaquem's going for the ladder, coming from the shoulder. So I need to make sure they step up here big time on the ladder.
Absolutely. Best of luck. Good job, Fico. Cassie, Taylor, back to you.
Thanks for that, Daniel. You're going to learn about the ladder. We'll be here waiting for you. Be right back.
The ladder consists of 2 rows of 4 stations of a strength-based element, 1 row for males and 1 row for females. The weight increases as you move down the grid. Teams send out 1 player at a time, alternating male and female, to perform the designated lift for the match format. Each successful lift has a point value that is added to the team's ladder score. The point value is equal to the quadrant the barbell is sitting in. Players are allowed 1 lift attempt per quadrant and may skip any quadrant they choose, but are never allowed to backtrack once a barbell is passed. The team with the highest total point value at the end of the 4-minute time cap wins. This race is one of the most strategic and coach-reliant of all of the races. As a good game plan and in-the-moment decision-making, to manage time is everything. Remember, lift heavier and score higher in the ladder race.
Peachy athletic shorts, guys. Just saying. Looking peachy.
And the peaches are great. They're really stretchy. They're soft.
I like the fit. I like the fabric. It makes me just feel more comfortable while I'm working out. I don't have to worry about things coming out.
Love training in these shorts. Love competing in the shorts. They stay put. Got a really nice thick waistband.
They definitely pass the squat test and the booty test. They're really comfortable. Like I could wear them out and I could wear them on the floor.
So still feel covered, but able to do all the movements.
Go get yourself some.
I'm out here in Maui, Hawaii. One of the reasons is Nick helped train up my coaches. My team is absolutely crushing it.
We closed 21 out of 25 no sweat intros with over an 84% closing rate.
We have added 18 people within the last 6 weeks to our membership. Our staff has gained a confidence that I don't think we knew that we had within sales.
We help gym owners who are done doing it alone add $15,000 in their revenue in the next 6 months without ever feeling like a slimy salesperson. Find us at pathfindersalescoach.com.
I know that guy. He's familiar with the Sharks. But Taylor, go ahead and tell them what they can look forward to in the ladder.
All right, for this ladder, we have another complex. We have the snatch plus hang snatch ladder. The men's weight is going to go from 175, 195, 215, and 235. And the women's weight is going to go 105, 125, 145, and then 155. So an athlete must complete a snatch first plus a hang snatch in order for that rep to count. And they'll have time to go across and to accumulate as many reps as they can, as many bars as they can across the grid, with each grid representing the corresponding score. So if they hit the first bar in the first quadrant, they'll get 1 point. If they hit the bar in the fourth quadrant, they'll get 4 points, where each athlete has an opportunity of getting 10 points for their respective team.
That's right, Taylor. This is one of my favorite ladders. We talked about this last time. It's one of yours, too, because we both love snatches.
I love it.
Very technical, very easy to mess up, and it's really anybody's. You really just have to be able to be comfortable overhead and really go for it. But, you know, this one, how do you describe a hang to someone who doesn't know what a hang is, just in case somebody's not necessarily aware of that term?
The hang is literally when you take the barbell and the barbell is hanging in your hands. So meaning it's not touching the ground at all. So you'll see the athletes deadlift the bar all the way, they'll stand all the way up, and they can take it anywhere from the hips to the knees, just as long as it does not come back down to touch the ground.
That's right. So the first time it's going to come off the ground, the second time it's going to stay in their hands. They could bring it maybe like to their knees or something like that, and then bring it all the way back overhead. Once again, as you go down the grid, it's going to get heavier and heavier. Some people are going to opt to do different strategies here, so we're going to see where do they decide to start now.
Because it's a longer complex, you're going to see a lot of the athletes skip probably the first bar, especially some of your stronger athletes, just so they'll have time for the heavier bars.
Yeah.
And maybe some of your athletes that are less likely to hit the fourth bar, they'll probably start at the first bar and then maybe go all the way to the third bar.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting depending on who you have on your squad.
Definitely, and it's an interesting race indeed because it's a little bit different from everything else. You're not, you don't necessarily know if you're winning. You're trying to accumulate as many points as possible, and we will find out the score at the end, but in the meantime, we're going to have some testing scores that are on your screen. They're not necessarily going to be 100% accurate, but we will get you that ladder score. And if you finish within 10 points of the other team, you do get that 1 point for finishing within the quote-unquote time cap. Already a different strategy that these two teams have implemented. Breezy Lanes is actually going to go straight to the second barbell, and Brett Henry did the first one. Both of these teams going through Brett Henry, Breezy Lanes. Both of them typically clear the ladder.
Breezy is such a strong lady right there, so I always enjoy going head-to-head with her on the ladder for speed. She is so strong, but I'm looking at Raineri over here. He is doing a good job. He started at the beginning, but it's taking him a little bit longer to finish it. Unfortunately, he missed that. And so each team's goal is to get as many of their athletes through the grid in the 5 minutes. So
yeah, that's right.
Them missing that fourth bar is hopefully not going to come back to bite them.
Remember, it's a snatch and a hang snatch. Anything could go wrong. Even the strongest people sometimes don't clear this ladder. Derek Anderson even struggling with the fourth bar, one of the strongest in the league. Katrina Rasmussen going for the last bar. Oh, so close for her. Just a little bit forward if she would have controlled it at the bottom. Valerie Cintron, she's coming out, and she's another one that usually clears the ladder pretty well. Azud Cabral going to come out and do as many as he can. Fourth quadrant for Valerie. It's going to come up, hit the hang. Once again, as you can see, everybody does the hang a little bit different. Oh, man, easy like butter. Come on, Valerie. Artur struggling with the power a little bit. Really wide starfish one. Oof. Nice save for him there. Looks like they're going to skip the fourth bar considering how long it took him for him to do that one. But Roderick Holloway is coming out of the Southwest Florida Sharks. Easy power there in the third quadrant. And Jess Placencia, one of the stronger girls on the grid, but especially for the Palms, coming out and powering the third quadrant.
So I love the snatch. The snatch because I tell people all the time, it tells all your business. So even if you are a great snatcher, like if it just comes out in front of you just a little bit, it's very hard to control it and save it. And we've already seen, unfortunately, 3 costly drops on the Palm side, which will have given them right there 12 points. And you already see how this can start getting away.
Definitely. I don't know about you, Taylor, but it's really hard, especially whenever I'm doing a hang snatch, I'm wearing straps. And this is not something that you're using straps for. You have to keep on holding onto that bar that's at the top end of your, 1 rep max. So it definitely adds a lot to the difficulty.
Yeah. it's very grippy. And I'm up here looking at Shaquem right here. It's good to see him back on the grid. He had surgery last year and has been itchy to get back out on the grid. So this is his first time coming back onto the grid. So it's good to see him out here.
Definitely part of the championship team, a valuable asset. Glad to have him back. Sam Secord going for the fourth bar. Shaquem finishing that fourth bar with ease. It looks like unofficially the Sharks are significantly ahead here, but once again, that's just beta testing. So we won't know the full score until the end here. Hannah Hardy, she plays for the Sharks. That's a single match sign. She's played for the Sharks before as a single match sign. She's also played for the Brigade as a single match sign. She told me there in the back. She's played with Sydney Witter before. Corey Hendon coming out. Second bar, good. 30 seconds left on the clock and the time cap, by the way, friends. Just in case you're watching at home and you're trying to figure out where we are. Ladder is almost over, and they're really going to have to hit as many as they can. Corey Hendon needing to make up time for the Palm. Zion Zafra coming out for the Sharks.
Yeah, Bryleigh's going to have to really do a good job at stopping the bleeding a little bit, because you still want to make sure you're within that 10-point range, because, again, if you do not come in between 10 points of your competitor, then you will not receive that 1 point.
Definitely, and that is time. Like, when you see Clark Lawson and Bryleigh Hansen at the end there, they did a hang, but they did a hang that they just left it at the hip. That's like about the highest hang that you can do, and I think that was able to really at least try to close the gap a little bit, as you were saying, and stop the bleeding. But we'll find out in just a minute how well they did when we find out the official score. In the meantime, we're learning some stuff, but let's shout out some gyms. Shout out to our Grid League partner gyms. We have so many. Shark Bite Fitness, of course, a lot of our Southwest Florida Shark players, train at that gym. Shout out to Team Omnia, that's my gym. And Taylor, anything else that comes out of note?
Course, CrossFit St. Pete, my old athlete Darren Lasso, that's his gym. I'm down there in St. Petersburg, Florida. Then CrossFit BNI, old friends from way back in the day. And then, of course, we got Jungle Training Center with Paula Leas down in Fort Lauderdale, Downtown Strength and Conditioning in Miami, and just all these other great and incredible gyms. CrossFit Oviedo, I remember them guys up in the Orlando area.
Definitely, such great gyms. Shout out to them for partnering with us and being a part of the team, essentially. Looks like they are reviewing something or another on the grid. We'll find out what that is in just a moment. And we're also trying to figure out what the fan-voted ringer point is. Let's go ahead and take a look at our options really quick. Here are our ringer point options that you can take a look at. We've already done the handstand obstacle course, and what we have so far on the schedule is going to be the sandbag carry, but we're going to find out what the fan voted one was in just a minute. But let's go ahead and take it to Daniel on the grid for now. Daniel?
Results are in by a score of 70-42. The Sharks are going to take the ladder race in dominating fashion, adding to their big lead. Cassie, Taylor, throw it back to you.
Thank you so much for that, Daniel. Wow, that is a huge deficit between those two ladder scores, huh?
Yeah, and we saw a lot of costly faults or drops in the fourth quadrant, so it definitely came back to hunt them.
Absolutely. Let's look at the game faces on the grid while we find out what the results of that fan-voted ringer point was.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Jan, not him.
You voted. You decided. The results of the fan-voted ringer point race for this match will be the back handspring. That's right. Our third ringer point race will be the back handspring. Players will come out.
Sorry, my bad.
40 feet back handspring, then sprint back to the start zone and sprint all the way down to the finish line. Remember, go to UnitedGridLeague.com/vote to vote for the fourth match ringer point race.
Wow, Taylor, what do we make of that?
I looked down to the sidelines, and both teams are actually cheering.
Oh, yeah.
And Chelsea Raineri and Bryleigh Hansen, they both pointed at each other because they are probably.
They already knew who they were sending out.
They already knew.
They're
like, we'll see you soon, friend.
I love it. And thank you so much for sticking around through that. But let's look at the results of the ringer point, by the way. You can see that right here. Wow, that is so much fun.
Wow.
That significant votes for the 40 back handsprings. And in case you didn't know, these two ladies are who I really want to see go against each other. Chelsea and Bryleigh, hello. They both, I believe, have been undefeated in the back handspring ringer. I'm not sure if they've gone together before. I'm sure we'll find out in just a minute. But let's get ready for the ringer point that's about to happen.
It'll be the sandbag carry. Men will carry 200 pounds and women 150.
It's going to be Zion Zafra versus Tyler Davis. It's going to be the sandbag carry. 200 pounds for both of these gentlemen. If it was females, it would have been 150 pounds. Very heavy, picking it up off the ground, awkward hold. You know, you got to basically be pregnant for a second. And I don't think either of these men have gone through that.
You sure?
I don't think so. But we're going to see how they fare against each other in just a second. I do believe they go just straight down the quadrant to the very first, to the very end of the finish line. Starting any second now. Take a look at those game faces. It's looking serious out here. We haven't seen Tyler Davis do this particular ringer point yet, I'm sure. But, oh, is this correct? Do we have a bonus flag for the South Beach Palms?
All right.
Wow, that is a surprise for us over here. Tyler Davis, of course, a strongman athlete. So this is his bag, and this is, this is a strongman element.
You're right. This is literally in his bag.
This is in his bag.
So this is what he does. He loves him. He is ready for this one.
Stand by. Race.
Zion Zafra, whoa! Zion Zafra had it in his hands first, but he dropped it. Tyler Davis ran away with it, and that is a much-needed win for the South Beach Palms. Wow, and a fault for Zion Zafra at the end, and it looks like they might zero out for not finishing within 20% of the other team. That's so unfortunate to trip right out of the gate like that. He picked it up with such fervor, and it was so fast coming off the ground that I was kind of like, whoa, Tyler Davis, you're going to have to compete with that. But, that's a tough one for sure.
I know the Palms was actually pointing over to the Shark side because Zion actually had his hands on it, and you weren't supposed to be touching it, but it didn't matter.
Oh, you are supposed to be touching it?
You're not supposed to.
That's what I thought as well, so I thought that might have been a false start, but at the end of the day, he still tripped at the beginning, so.
Tyler picked that like a potato sack. It was just like, let's go.
On his shoulder, by the way.
Look,
we don't see that too often.
If there's a moving company out there, then you better hire my guy Tyler. He is gonna move everything.
Davis and Davis movers.
Davis and Davis. Ooh, you better coin that.
Oh, I'm a marketer. Hit me up, Davises.
Tyler, you better start advertising your services. Today's prices ain't yesterday's prices.
I love it. That's so right. We're going to learn about the Jack and Jill. Don't go anywhere.
Jack and Jill features 3 stations of high-level body weight-based elements that increase in difficulty moving down the grid. 1 male and 1 female are allowed on the grid at any given time, and only 1 player can be working at a time. The team can only move on to the next station when the previous station is complete. This race is the simplest when it comes to rules, but the most reliant on player skill and speed, as the hyper specialists often make the difference in the race. Remember, let the bodyweight ninjas fly in the Jack and Jill race.
Cook less and live more with rebuilt meals. Fresh, nutritious meals, chef prepared and perfectly portioned to help you hit your macros. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning. No commitments and no contracts. Rebuilt Meals offers plans to satisfy any lifestyle. We offer gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free options. And the menu changes every week, so you'll never get bored. Let us do the cooking so you can do all the living. Visit rebuiltmeals.com and use promo code RebuiltReady for 50% off your first order.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with Laura Dompierre, formerly Sanchez of the Fort Lauderdale Lions, but now she's joining us, and we're so glad to have you on the team. How are you feeling being on the team today, by the way, because it's very different to be on this side of the grid?
Yeah, it's very different. I was telling Daniel that I don't know how to contain myself. Sometimes I feel it's me that I'm making, I don't know, a mistake or something, and I'm just trying to. I also told him, I don't know how Taylor and Cassie are doing. I'll be gelling in there, you know?
Yeah.
But definitely a really fun experience. Learning, of course, but very excited for what's to come.
Awesome. We love to hear that. Now, you weren't here last season, but you're here this season. The way that the match is going so far, you've been watching, of course, and paying some attention. How do we feel going into this next race, which is the Jack and Jill?
I feel Sharks have a really good chance. They're probably going to take this match. I'm excited to see how Palms are going to face the rest of the match. At the end of the day, we need to know that even though if you don't win, you want to have high points for the season.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to see them, oh yeah, we already lost it. I want to keep seeing them fight until the end. I know I was expecting Sharks, as I told you in the beginning, to win this match. I feel that they're a very strong team, but I still want to see that they're pushing, until the end.
Absolutely. We were also talking about that earlier. Pick a bodyweight specialist on the Sharks, and all of them are just insanely talented and able to basically do the Jack and Jill on their own. I mean, you would know, you came from a very strong Jack and Jill team as well.
Yes. Yeah. Well, let's see how this ends up.
Let's see, indeed. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we can look forward to in the Jack and Jill. And it's going to be ring forward rolls. It's going to be 15 of those in that second quadrant bar. After that, it's going to be 10 deck to pullovers in that quadrant 2, quadrant 3 bar that goes in the middle. And then finally, in that last bar, it's going to be 5 deck to back flips. This is one where, it's hard because you can run into each other. Ring forward rolls, it's very low. So we're going to see how they fare against each other here, with the Sharks showing a much stronger bodyweight team for this matchup so far. And we have Bryleigh, Hansen, and Clark Lawson coming out for the South Beach Palms. And of course, David Blatt and Chelsea Raineri are coming out for the Southwest Florida Sharks.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be looking at these 4 ring forward rows. So these are very sneaky, and you have to keep it continuous up at the top. But both David Blatt and Bryleigh Hansen, they're really good at this, and they're both leaders on the team. So I don't see them messing up here. So I'm interested to see how Clark Lawson handles it. But he's doing pretty good over here. But David is almost doing them all.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty crazy. And she's just finishing up so a male could get to the next element, but you really don't want them to run into each other here, and the Sharks do have a lead here, not even by a full rep. It looks like they were able to start just as fast behind. Heather Hudson able to get her body over that bar very fast, but she does have to use the box to come over. And of course, they're using the waterfall technique. How do you describe that, Taylor?
So the waterfall technique is where once one partner finishes the rep at the top, the other partner will time it so that they are in movement there. So they'll try to time it so where one is finishing, the other is beginning, and that way they can cover as many reps as they can faster.
And we're closing it out with the deck to back flips. The Sharks have a strong lead here. Chelsea Raineri doesn't even need help on this third quadrant, and that is a race win for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Jack and Jill. Bryleigh Hansen is killing those backflips, though, if you see her on the other side. The South Beach Palms are finishing up as quickly as possible, of course, because the race times matter, and they do finish within the time cap, so they will get 1 point. Dare I say, this match is almost run away from. The Sharks have kind of really taken a strong lead versus the Palms here.
that was just about as flawless as you can even have it with the Sharks. It was so clean, and it started off first with David Blatt. I think he did with 12 of the 15 forward rolls.
Something like that.
He did a lot of them. He did a lot.
He was seeing the cartoon stars and birds around his head.
I was seeing them for him. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting dizzy. And it's not Theolani over here.
Oh, totally.
They were moving. And then, but Palms, they did their best. They actually looked good. They didn't look bad at all. But the Sharks, they are so strong in this. And when you have Captain Sam Martin doing the pullovers, it's going to be very hard to catch up.
Absolutely. Let's learn a little bit about the Triad. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
The Triad is the only race in which there is a male and a female version performed separately. It consists of 5 elements, each with 3 stations that must be completed individually. 3 players can be on the grid at any given time. All players can perform at any station and in any order. But all of the designated reps must be performed at each station. All 3 stations of each element must be complete before the team can move on to the next element. The Triad is all about player conditioning and managing fatigue across the team. The best strategy ensures players have enough left in the tank for the last element and has backup plans for when things inevitably go wrong. Remember, try to catch your breath in the Triad race.
Have voted they are going to want to see the 40-foot back handsprings. For the Sharks, they're going to try to build on the lead that they've gained so far. They're going to send bodyweight specialist Chelsea Raineri out to do the backflips. Who are the Palms sending out?
We are gonna have Bryleigh Hansen. This is 2 bodyweight specialists, I think, right?
2 veterans, 2
exactly
people who are ready to rock and roll. Obviously, a lot of match still left. This is going to be a determining factor. You want to see the Palms do the best that they can do, have a chance to get back in this match, but inevitably, however it plays out, it's been a great match so far.
Yeah, you can't miss this one. This is actually really fun to watch. What do you think?
Absolutely. Cassie, Taylor, we're going to throw it back to you.
Thank you, guys, and definitely looking forward to that. And it is one of my favorite ringers. I mean, this match format is full of my favorite ringers. I keep on saying that, but just a full, fun time. But let's go ahead and see what we can look forward to in the Triad.
With the Triad, they're going to start off with a 40-foot double kettlebell overhead walking lunge. The women's weight is going to be 35 pounds. They'll have to walk to the 3rd quadrant. Then from there, they'll have 6 10-inch deficit handstand push-ups, followed by 12 double kettlebell grounder overhead. And then they'll have 4 med ball bar muscle-ups with a 6-pound ball. And then they'll finish with 16 reps of a double kettlebell hang cluster.
That's right, Taylor. This is a doozy of a Triad, if I do say so myself. And of course, Triad, 3 at a time, completing reps in specific stations, and gender versus gender. So female versus female in this case to start.
I would say I hate this Triad. It hurts.
It sure does. I mean, I've never done it, but seeing you do it, I know it hurts. And this is where we're going to see them. This is one of the ones that you see them all huddled up at the finish line when they win. And I'll call it from now. We're going to see that.
These kettlebells are rough.
Oh yeah, definitely. Starting off with the 40-foot double kettlebell overhead lunges, and of course that's 35 pounds in each hands for the ladies. After that, it's going to be the 6 10-inch deficit handstand push-ups, and it looks like the Sharks have a slight lead here only because you have to finish the reps in the station, and it looks like somebody got to that last station on the palms there much after everybody else started. So we'll see in a second how the reps fall as they go into the next element.
Yeah, and I'm looking, this is the first time that or actually the only race format where you'll see that you have 3 10-inch deficit handstand push-ups, because typically you'll see it either in a sprint relay or the Jack and Jill. But this is making it where you have to have 3 people on your team that can perform 10-inch deficit handstand push-ups. That is brutal in itself.
Oh, definitely. And the ground to overheads here are a little crazy too, because this is all shoulders.
All shoulders.
All shoulders, and it's pretty crazy. So after this is going to be the med ball bar muscle up, 6 pounds in between their legs. Let's see who's going to be the first to the element, because of course, you know, every single element has to have those done. Here they have the muscle ups.
And you see this, like, bar muscle ups itself is already tough, but now you want them to hold a 6-pound medicine ball in between their legs and keep that squeeze together. This is tough. You already saw how Heather Hudson, she almost lost it, but she actually put it back in while she was hanging at the top. But she had to call and ask for help from Bryleigh, so Bryleigh is going to go clean it up right now. But the Sharks just came away and pulled ahead at their lead.
Definitely, the Lady Sharks are cleaning it up right now, and we knew that this would happen for this particular race, just because the Lady Sharks, the depth that they're able to have. Heather Hudson, of course, of the Palms, having been sick recently, is definitely also not good for the movements that they need to do, especially with the gymnastics.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about, like kind of the beauty of having strong women and very athletic and versatile women like the Sharks have, where you have like Sydney and then Valerie who can sling the heavy weights, but then they can also do the gymnastic movements as well too.
Yeah, it's a lot of factors going into this. It looks like the Lady Sharks are almost finished. Just a few reps remaining. Palms not too far behind, but the Lady Sharks are going to take the female triad. Oh. Great showing from the Lady Sharks there. And of course, the South Beach Palms, 3 reps to go, finishing up within the time cap to get that 1 point. At this point, the Palms are really just playing to close that deficit as much as they can, because it is going to matter at the end of the season.
Exactly, and you have to finish hard no matter what the score is looking like. You're not just racing against the Sharks right now, you're racing against the other teams in this format as well too, because it's looking like it may come down to Dallas at the end.
Oh yeah.
So they're probably going to be a lot of ties across the board. So they're going to be looking at the tiebreaker score on points, which is the times here, and that's going to determine the 2nd and 3rd place teams.
Definitely, and you got to give everything your all, because the timings go down to it. Everything matters at the end. But we have a friend on the grid right now. Let's go ahead and take it over there.
Let's see if
we're down on the grid here with 2 Lady Sharks, Breezy Lions, Valerie Centron. I'll start with you, Val, because you wanted me to start over here. All right, last week you guys came out, not the typical performance that we're used to seeing, but you won. This week, handling business, winning all the races. What's different between this week and last week?
Man, our team's practice going into this match, I think that it took us a minute to get into our momentum for the season, and the first week was really a slap in the ass. You need to get going and practice your assignments. So a lot more commitment from the team going into this match, and a lot more preparation. So we're ready.
Speaking of team, Laura.
Yes. We have here Breezy. We saw that for the first time you're going to be closing the sprint relay with 2 reps of clean and jerks with 200 pounds. How do you feel about that, because your team put you in that position to close that race?
I mean, I'm pretty nervous, but I'm excited about it. Pico and I have talked a lot about me being in a position to succeed. So, I mean, I've practiced it quite a bit. So I feel like whichever way it goes, I feel pretty good about my effort coming into this. Like Val said, we've all worked really hard together to be the best prepared for this match we could be. So I'm pretty excited to throw a fins up at the end there.
Amazing. That's a great mentality to have for this coming race. So
the Lady Sharks look ready. They got a few more races to close this thing out. Valerie, Breezy, thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Hands up, baby. Hands up.
Cassie, Taylor, back to you at the desk.
So fun to hear from them. And I did say if they were going to be interviewed, I would say a new bombshell has entered the arena, because they are huge Love Island fans. So shout out to them. They are such a blast to hang out with. But we're going to go ahead and come right back. Don't go anywhere. We have some fun stuff coming. We're back. Triad this time, make it male. Go ahead, Taylor.
All right, the men are going to start off with a double kettlebell overhead walking lunge with 53 pounds. They will walk all the way past the third quadrant. And then they have 6 10-inch deficit handstand push-ups, followed by 12 double kettlebell ground to overhead. Then 6 med ball bar muscle-ups, and their weight is going to be 6 pounds. And then they'll finish with 16 double kettlebell hang clusters at the 53 pounds as well.
That's right, Taylor. A little more, a little heavier to account for biological difference between males and females, but a fight nonetheless. We're going to see how the males fare against each other in this doozy of a triad format. Looks like they're getting ready for it. Very heavy dumbbells. That's 53 in each hand, and they're going to be using those, you know, a bunch of times, so they're gonna have to move them down the grid and use them again later. And this is where it hurts. You know, your grip is gonna be blown out. If you have to do gymnastics later, good luck.
Oh, man. And again, looking at going into all this shoulder work and then going into those bar muscle-ups, my shoulders are burning just watching them.
Definitely. Lady Sharks won the last one. Let's see how the male Sharks fare against the South Beach Palms. South Beach Palms coming out hot. Artur Cabral, Clark Lawson, Corey Hendon. For the Sharks, it's going to be Sam Martin, Roderick Holloway, and Zion Zafra. I mean, great, looking great. I mean, these are so good coming from males and very clean and doing great transitions so far. They're just about rep for rep. That was a false start somewhere. That was for the South Beach Palms. Very unfortunate. They're doing the deficit handstand push-ups. Roderick Holloway, Sam Martin being here all day for them. But the South Beach Palms did get there a little bit late because it was a false start. They needed a tag out.
Yeah, I'm looking. There's good communication over here with the Palms. They're anxious because they know they need every single point, but they're making little small mistakes there. But I like the effort that they're coming out with. Johnny is over here. He had to pick up some of the slack on the handstand push-ups, and now you see him doing the kettlebell ground to overhead. He is great because he is a shorter athlete, so it's going to be easier and faster for him to lock it out.
Definitely. And one thing that Laura and I were talking about earlier, she was saying, I don't want them to, even though they've already lost the full match for the Palms, she doesn't want to see them be latent in any of these movements or try to, you know, save themselves on any of this. She really wants to see the effort, and the Palms are definitely showing that here.
You have to, because they were already so close in their other previous loss that they had on the last match here, that they have to finish strong there, because anything can happen when it comes to the tiebreaker points.
Absolutely. Once again, that's 6 pounds in between med ball muscle ups, and they are moving into the fourth quadrant already. Few rep remaining for the Sharks, and that was a little bit of a miscommunication, but the Palms still have 4 reps left in that station, because remember, it's not about how many one specific person does, it's about how many are done on a specific bar, on a specific element. So Chalking Graham, who's been gone from the first match, we're seeing him back here. He's going to be joining the rest of them. South Beach Palms significantly behind here, going into the last element of the triad.
Yeah, you saw Roger Holloway. He couldn't finish his last rep for the bar muscle up. He was already looking a little bit gassed and tired, and so he called for assistance. And Chalky, he wasn't expecting to do any bar muscle ups, but he got up there and literally muscled himself up there. And they're like, okay, I got to get back to the work of these clusters.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. It's a fight to the finish, but the Sharks with a healthy lead here. Once again, the Palms are playing for points. This is going to be a match loss for them officially, and I know it's not fun to hear that at this point, but remember, they are going to look back on this and learn from their mistakes. Everybody at home is watching. You have to finish these races as quick as you possibly can anyway to be the tiebreaker when deciding who is going into the playoffs.
I know, and I just watched Corey Hansen. He had to run and tag in Artur, and so that was a very long transition, and they need him. So I'm hoping that Artur is going to be able to finish within the time cap, but that transition may have cost them. We don't know, but we're about to see if he can finish it up. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Less than 10 seconds remaining. 1 rep remaining for Artur.
There you go.
And that is a race finish for the Palms, so they are going to be getting that 1 point. Great point, though, Taylor.
I was nervous because I'm like, that's a long transition, a long movement. They don't have that much longer, but you got to get every single point you can at this point.
Definitely. It's a tough one. You never know what's going to be happening after that. We're getting ready for the fan-voted ringer point, though. Chelsea Raineri versus Bryleigh Hansen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Into the finish line.
Every second counts in grid.
Our team is ready.
We have a goal in mind, and we just got to keep chipping away at it.
Nobody's better than us. Go ahead and get this thing started in 2 minutes, players.
Kick some fucking ass.
Let's go.
There's some resentment and fuel the fire for this team coming forward all.
Grid speed is a different beast.
I think my favorite word to describe it is a little bit chaotic. It's way harder than you think.
It's just such a fun sport.
We face adversity.
Tyler Billington versus Haley Booker.
Oh!
And her ringer point winner! Our match comes to the last race, especially the grid lock. That tells you like how close it was. 1 rep remaining, and the Bandits take the mirror! There was just so much energy the whole time.
It's all about teamwork, good energy, and execution.
Doing the best we can, making sure we have clean reps, good teamwork, good attitude.
I've never been on a team that had so much like connection and vibe with each other.
Breakers ahead by 1 rep. And that is a race win for the Breakers.
Super excited, super stoked.
Woo! Getting fired up. Let's go!
Gets the nerves going.
I don't particularly look at things as challenges. I see everything as an opportunity. So I think there's a lot of opportunity to show what I'm made of and what my team's made of. Taking it home for his team, Southwest Florida Sharks are your 2025 champions.
And we are back 1 minute until the action. 40-foot back handspring. We're looking at this one right here. Let me circle it for you. Boom, and we're looking at none other than Chelsea Raineri and Bryleigh Hansen going head-to-head here. Both of them, I know that Chelsea Raineri is undefeated in this ringer, for sure. I don't know if she's ever gone against Bryleigh Hansen, but I can't remember Bryleigh Hansen ever losing this particular one, so it's going to be an interesting one.
Same here. Both of them are probably some of the best, if not the best, in the league to do this. And Bryleigh is a little bit longer of an athlete, so she may be able to cover a lot more ground. But Chelsea is very springy as well, too.
Chelsea is fast, and she's very precise with where she stops. And I think that's what really separates her. Like, she knows exactly where to stop and start sprinting exactly where she needs to go. And you're going to see what we're talking about in just a second. Let's watch them go head-to-head here. Bryleigh versus Chelsea.
Stand by. Race.
And they are off. Oh, Chelsea is ahead here. Oh, Bryleigh finishing just ahead. It's going to come down to a foot race. Bryleigh Hansen ahead of Chelsea Raineri. What an upset. Whoa. Bryleigh Hansen win for the South Beach Palms, taking away Chelsea Raineri's undefeated streak. Wow. Wow.
Whoa. That was fun because Chelsea actually was in the lead. She was way ahead, but she is so bouncy and springy. Her last one actually took her too far past the line. And Bryleigh, she actually, I don't even know what the gym is called, but almost looked like a backwards cartwheel. I don't know.
It's almost like a back walkover.
Yeah,
she separates her legs instead of keeping them neatly together, which it looks fun. It does look a little bit slower than what Chelsea was doing, but again, as you said, Chelsea with the extra one, it just took her really back. But
and Bryleigh was a lot more control, so she was able to stop herself right over the third quadrant, and which allowed her to be able to turn over and sprint a lot faster.
Wow, that was amazing. That was so fun to watch. It was definitely one of my favorite that I've seen on the grid, and I will remember this moment. That's all I can say.
I was watching, I'm like, whoa, Chelsea, whoa, Bryleigh, whoa, girls.
Like, go, ladies.
That was so fun.
So fun. Let's go ahead and take it to Daniel on the grid with a friend. Daniel?
We're down here on the grid with Tyler Davis of the South Beach Palms. Tyler, we know you're strong. We saw you in Beast Games, part of the strong team. But out here, you get a chance to take on your very first ringer, and you just crushed it. What does it mean to be out here for the first year and to be able to just dominate in an element that you excel in?
It's just been a lot of fun, and I want to thank Bryleigh, who I met on Beast Games, and she's the owner and coach, one of the coaches for us for South Beach Palms, and for her to trust me to do the ringer, and not only that, she put the bonus flag on it, so she had a lot of trust in her Beast Games friend, and I pulled through for her just like I did on the show, and so that meant a lot, so that was extra special. And then as far as that event, my discipline is strongman, and so that's why I'm the strength specialist here, and we love sandbags. I pick up sandbags. That's kind of my thing. So if I can win anything, it would have been something like that, you know.
Any kind of grunt work, any type of element that allows you just to pick it up and go, you're the man.
That's right. Honestly, I don't think there's anybody in any weight class can do that about it, as fast as I can. I've beaten lots of guys, lots of different sizes in that, and I've put a lot of work in thinking it through and building the strength for something like that. So I was glad I could actually put a performance on. You won't see me, doing the muscle ups and the handstands and all that stuff, but picking up a sandbag and running with it, I can do that. So.
Wow, we look forward to seeing it a lot more. Appreciate the time, Tyler.
Yeah,
thank you. Cassie, back to you.
Thanks for that, and shout out to Beast Games for bringing together incredible athletes. What an amazing season that was that Bryleigh and Tyler competed on. It was so fun to watch.
It was a lot of fun. My favorite part was Bryleigh was up there holding on like, she's great at rope. I'm like, this is perfect. She's like, shout out United Grid League. I'm like, there we go. We're going to get an island.
That was awesome. I was like, okay, girl, me too.
I know. I was hoping like, Bryleigh, come on. Grid League on the island.
Bring it over. I know. We'll have that vacation destination spot. You're going to learn about the sprint relay. We'll be back.
The sprint relay is the final race of every match and is worth an extra point for the race win. It is a relay race with one player allowed on the grid at a time and 8 elements to perform. Any player can perform on any element, and substitutions can happen at any time, except when a player performs the last rep of an element. In that case, the player must run back to the start line, perform a 4-point touch behind the start line, and sprint through to the finish line, permanently leaving the race. The next player may enter once the previous one has crossed the finish line. The only exception is the distance element that ends at the finish line with no sprint back required. The catch is 4 men and 4 women must finish the 8 elements. The sprint relay is a great balance of strategy to decide which players in what order are the best combination, along with clean and well-executed elements by the players to lead to the best race outcome for the team. Remember, 4 men and 4 women must finish the 8 elements in the sprint relay.
We are back in Lakeland, Florida, the real Florida Magic. Let's take it to our friends on the grid.
All right, Laura, we're heading into the sprint relay. You got to put your athlete hat back on. Sprint relay, many different elements. You've been in this match format before. Where do you think the sprint relay in this match format is won or lost? What element?
From my experience, I will say the deck to pistols, and then the 53-pound squat snatches. I feel there is a lot of room for faults there, and teams have to really pay attention to those movements because it could make you lose the race.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it comes down to the rings, personally. I think any movement that requires a specialty skill, you got to be very, very good. You can't have any room for any faults because it's going to put your team behind and probably cost you the race. But it would be interesting to see how it plays out. The Palms have a chance to really get back in this thing. They may not have a chance to win, but they could end on a good note, and the Sharks could close this thing out with a bang.
That's something that I've been really loving to see is that Palms, you can see like they're not going to make this race. They're not going to win it, but you can see they're still fighting, and I love seeing that on the teams.
All right, Cassie, Taylor, back to you.
Thank you for that, and let's go ahead and see what we can look forward to in the sprint relay.
All right, we're going to start off with 6D ball over the yoke at a 45-inch height with a 150-pound ball, followed by 2 short rope climbs at 8 feet to a 15 feet. Then go into 4 total ring back uprights. Then a D ball carry across the grid. Then 9 deck to pistol over a pole.
And a bunch of other stuff. Let's go ahead and take it to the grid. Sorry to interrupt you like that, Taylor, but we don't want to miss the start of the race. After that, it's going to be the cuttable squat snatches, the snatches, and the 2 clean and jerks. You could always rewind to see what the movements are going to be. Clark Lawson versus Zion Zaffer here, though, starting.
This is more important. It's the action right here. You can see exactly what they're about to do here. So somebody, the Palms have been getting called for the tag all day. So those are little nuances that they got to clean up in the following races.
Especially, I hate to say it, I don't mean to sound like a hater, but from veterans, you know, it's tough and you want to get out there and you want to do as fast as you can possibly, but you know what the rules are. You really have to make sure those happen or they will call you on it. Wow, Sam Martin on that rope climb was absolutely ridiculous. Artur Cabral not too far behind. Artur being one of the stronger ones. 1 rep remaining for the Palms. Oh man. Last thing you want to do is argue with a referee when you have a rep remaining. You just gotta get all the way up there. David Blatt over here for the Southwest Florida Sharks. That means that they are an entire element ahead of the Palms here going into it. That's so unfortunate. David Blatt missing a shoe once again, 2nd time on the grid, but at least this time it's able to run away from him. Nick Shappy is going to be the one with the heavy D-ball.
I need my guy David to get a new pair of shoes on there. But we saw another fault and call on Artur. Like he really has to dial in on those little bitty nuances there. He slid down and the rule is that you have to show control past the red tape before you drop down. And he just slid down, so he did not show control. So they got him into a fault, which caused his team to get behind.
Definitely. Corey Hendon is going to be the one to come out for the Palms. They really have to make up some time here if they want a prayer of finishing ahead of the Sharks. The Chelsea Raineri finishing up those pistol squats, deck to pistol squats, and she is going to be running to the finish line. And Heather Hudson making up some time over there. She's very fast on those. I mean, she looks like she can't even use that leg that she was using. It looks like she was trying to, the floor is lava it for a second. Valerie Cintron, formerly gunning over here for the Southwest Florida Sharks. 2 minutes remaining on the time cap, by the way, but the Sharks have the significant lead here.
Yeah, and so you're going to see the last 2 elements, which is going to be 6 snatches and then 2 clean and jerks at 200 pounds. They're going to be sharing a bar, and this is what Breezy was talking about earlier, that the team trusted her to close out the match format. And I remember when they started this, brought in this match format, Mather and the crew, they put this together because they wanted to have opportunity to allow more women to be able to close out.
Absolutely, and it's definitely a tough one for the 6 snatches, 200 pounds to cycle them. Johnny Caraballo finishing up that element before going to those for the South Beach Palms. Joaquin Graham finishing up for the Southwest Florida Sharks, and he is jogging into the finish line, but they got to hurry up. I'm seeing everybody jogging to the finish line lately for sprint relay because you know you're ahead. The rules don't work like that anymore, friends. We really got to hurry up. Shout out to Breezy Lanes over here for the Southwest Florida Sharks. She is for the first time going to be finishing out the heavy barbell at the end of the sprint relay. She's going to hit that fins up, go to the end. Shout out Lady Sharks, and the Southwest Florida Sharks are going to take this match.
It's so awesome seeing her finish and seeing two women finish as well too. See that the Palms, they got a girl on their end is finishing as well. Love to see all these strong women in the league. Nice job.
Yep, shout out Katrina Rasmussen. She is a rookie for the Palms and it's turning out to be a very great sign for them. They are going to finish within the time cap, so they will get 1 point added to their score. So the final score is going to be 23-13. That's 10-point differential. Sharks in the lead. South Beach Palms are 0 for 2 for the season. Sharks are 2-0. Great start for both of these teams. I mean, the Palms were able to hold their own. They are missing a lot of people, and this is a match format that unfortunately needed the people that they were missing today.
It was, especially when they have so many high-skilled gymnastics move, especially when you're going up against the defending champs. It's all hands on deck. So unfortunately, hopefully we'll be able to see them get healthy and come back and finish out strong for the rest of the season.
Definitely. At the very least, it was very fun to watch. Hope you guys had a great time. Don't forget to comment down below where you are watching from. And we have one more match today. In the meantime, I'm Cassie Martinez.
And I'm Taylor Stone.
We'll see you in just a bit.